Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Welcome to your stretch break today. We are going to be making our way down to the floor at some point, but don't fret if you don't have space or if going down to the floor is not your thing. I will give you some options for some standing or seated stretches, but today's focus is going to be on more so the low back, a lot of hamstrings, hips, and lower body. I'm going to sprinkle in some upper body in there too, because why not? But a little bit more focus on those hamstrings and low back. So we're going to start with the upper body and then make our way down. So we can start standing or seated if that's more comfortable. You guys know the deal. You're here. This is your time to move. So take your time, move through those shoulders, start to lift those arms up a little bit bigger, then start to bring the arms into a nice big circle. And if that's a little bit too much, you can go one at a time. Good. We're going to take that arm across. So when you're doing some arm swings like this, make sure that you are keeping it nice and controlled still. And then same thing, other arm, go across, open, cross, and open. Then both. Good. And reach it all the way up. Go ahead and drop the right arm. Up and over. Same thing, other side. Good. Hands up to the head. We're going to come into a little bit parallel so that those feet are right under the hips. We're just going to do a little rotation through the spine. Now, if you have spinal issues, maybe rotation's not for you, just opt out of it and do maybe a couple hip lifts. But otherwise, we can lift the right leg, hold, bring it down, lift the left, hold. We're going to combo those together, lift the right, rotate towards it. And if you just absolutely struggled with that one, no problem. That is really hard to do. Just pop that right toe and add that rotation in, and then place it down. Left toe. Good. One more each side. Lift, rotate, center, lower, lift, rotate, center, and lower. Good. All right, take it into a little bit of a wide stance, and we're going to point those toes forward. Hands come up to the head. We sit the hips back. Coming down with a flat back, send the hips back forward. Now, if this wide stance is a little bit too intense, you can take it in a little bit narrower, have a soft bend in those knees. So a little bit of a wider little forward fold here. Good morning. Keeping the back nice and flat. Good, one more. Now we're going to tuck the chin and just stretch the back of the neck. So you can just hang out here. Think of pulling the shoulders back ever so slightly, sitting up nice and tall, but letting the chin come down. And then release the stretch a little bit. So instead of really trying to stretch the neck here, now kind of release it so it's a little bit in between, so it's a little stretch. Now rock the head side to side, noticing where you feel possibly the most tension. Good. Now bring it all the way around into a nice big circle in each direction. Good. Shake it out. One. I'm going to tuck the chin to the chest. Bring it down. Let the shoulders roll forward. Slide the fingertips down the thighs, down to the knees, down to the shins, to the ankles. And then getting to the point, you're going to bend the knees down and roll back up as you straighten the legs. So staying within somewhat comfortable range of motion. We're not really stretching, deep stretching those hamstrings just yet. Giving them a little warm up, bending the knees, press the heels into the floor, start to roll it back up. One more time, down. Good, roll it up. All right, shake it out. Take those hands behind the back. We're gonna open the chest. Hold here. And we are gonna hold this for probably 15 to 25 seconds. So it's like a little bit of a long time, but this is one of those really important ones for our good. Feel free to hinge it over at the hips if you want to increase the stretch in the shoulders. And roll it back up. Nice. All right. Let's see. We're doing good on time. We're going to make our way to the floor. We're going to do a figure four stretch. So if you want to do this seated, you can take a seat in a chair. You're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Now you can do this seated on the floor. There's many ways to do this. You can do it standing, seated on the floor, or laying down on the floor. So many options. So choose whichever one feels good. I like to rock the legs very gently side to side. Just kind of pendulum side to side to help open up that right hip. Good. And then we are going to send the left leg out flat, switch legs. Left ankle crosses over that right thigh. Holding it here. And then gently rock the hip side to side. Good. All right, extend the right leg down. All right, we're going to start our starting stretch position. We're going to go for our toes for a light hamstring stretch. Now, we're not really bouncing in this position. We're not forcing ourselves lower than needed. Just reach for the toes, see where you feel comfortable. Make a mental note of where your hands are and how far they can reach right about now. So you can also place them on the ground. See where your fingertips are. Mine are a little bit past my heels. I have one leg that is very less stretchy than the other. I think we all kind of do. And then roll it back up. And let's make our way onto our back. Now you can take your knee to your chest, and you can also do this seated in your chair, just pulling the knee into the chest or standing. Pulling the right knee, squeezing it in to give a nice hip flexor stretch in that right hip. And then I want you to slowly rotate that right knee out towards your right armpit just to open up that inner hip and inner thigh. Another little hip flexor stretch here. And then back in line, and then we're going to cross it over to the left, using that left hand to help press that knee down as needed, and that right hand is going to extend it out into a T, and you're you can rotate over and face the leg that is to the side if you want a little bit more of that hip stretch or work on rotating that shoulder. So find whichever level works best for you. We're going to bring those knees back to center, bring both knees to the chest, and then extend the right leg out straight. Left leg comes in, pulling that knee in. And then we rotate, pull it out toward the left. to open up that hip. And up and over. Rotate. And looking over towards that left arm. Good. All right, bring it back to center. All right, we're going to keep our legs bent. Now, if you're standing or if you're seated, you're going to just extend your right leg and reach for that leg. Little hamstring stretch here. Otherwise, try to pull that leg as straight as possible, holding behind the thigh. And I want you to flex the foot. Notice the difference between stretching and pointing the foot. You'll feel that stretch down the front of the ankle. And then flex the foot and really pull those toes down towards your nose. You will feel that very quickly. Trying to keep that leg as straight as possible. So bring it to a position where you can keep it straight. And then hold here. If you can't get it anywhere close enough, you can lift those shoulder blades off the ground and pull that leg in. So shoulder blades lift and we pull in like this. This is a good modification if you can't get your leg up there. And then bring it down. Switch to the left. Now my left is my difficult leg. Try to flex that foot. And then point, flex, point. Do a couple ankle rolls if you need. And then pull back. Try to keep it straight or flex. Good. And there's going to be a little stretch. We're going to slide and we're going to press together. So heels together. And then I want you just to lay down. You're basically in a butterfly position. And we're just letting the knees slowly fall open, giving those inner thighs a little stretch. And then bring the knees together. Slide the toes in a little bit closer to your glutes and then lift your heels up off of the floor. We're going to bring the arms out to the sides and we're going to do a couple windshield wipers. So knees rotate and come down to the right and then they come up and over nice and slow to the left. Now, keeping that core nice and strong as well. Think of using those core muscles to help move those knees up and over. Will help protect your low back in this. And then one more to the left. And then we're going to go up and press those heels down. I want you to bring your hands up into the air or hands down by the sides, whichever you're feeling. We're just going to come on up into a glute bridge and we're going to hold. Who is bothering me during my stretch time? And then send them back up. We're going to do about 3 to 5. Now, depending on which you prefer, if you have any spinal issues or anything like that, you're going to want to hinge all the way up and down. So moving the back is one, as if you were picking up your back in a board. Now you can also roll through the spine. So articulating all the way through. So that think of lifting your tailbone up, lifting your sacrum up, rolling all the way up to the back. Once you've done a few little reps, you can bring it back down, bring the knees to the chest, give them a little move side to side, whatever you need. And then sit it back up, and we're going to come to another version of our hamstring stretch. And we're going to come and just lean it over. And they're just going to stay right by the side. We're not really focused on reaching past the toes quite yet. I want you just to relax the upper body, completely relax everything in your head, relax the muscles in your quads. Close your eyes, let the head fall down. You'll probably feel a stretch throughout the back of the neck. I want you to take a couple nice big deep breaths. We're maybe here for about 30 more seconds. Really take your time. Then move your hand a few inches forward, reaching closer to the ankles. As you exhale, reach as far as you can, reaching those hands forward. See if maybe you're a little further than you were before. I think I got maybe an extra inch or two. Heck yeah, past those ankles. A few more deep breaths in your most stretched position. Remember, you should feel a good stretch. It's not pain or discomfort. Good, and then roll it all the way back up through the spine. You can take a nice little torso twist if you're feeling good. You can rotate around. Opposite arm as leg. And then make it to hands and knees. We're going to finish with some cat-cows because these are so great for your spine. So arching the back, think eyes to thighs, and then reverse. Good. And then when you feel like you've done enough reps of those, you can tuck the toes under and you can come through a down dog position or just walk the hands into the feet to come back up to standing and shake it out. And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Don't forget to hydrate. Your muscles and fascia and tissues always stretch better when you're hydrated. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you next time.